talk about when it comes to this clip with Taylor Lorenz, the journalist who was at the New York Times. Is she at the Washington Post now, I think? I can't remember. She's been to several different places, and every time she leaves one, she says the last one was too conservative. So as you guys know, the New York Times is too conservative. But she was interviewing, and she's had back and forth with this person, the woman who runs the Libs of TikTok account on Twitter mainly is where I see it. I don't know if she's on other platforms as well. But they got into this discussion and did an interview at an outdoor eatery where, to set the scene for you, she is wearing a shirt with the picture of Taylor Lorenz crying from one of her previous interviews on the T-shirt during the interview. And on the other side is Taylor Lorenz. I mean, it's so like Libs of TikTok, known for kind of like, stirring it up on the internet. You'd expect her to wear a shirt of Taylor Lorenz crying. And on the other side is Taylor Lorenz as an absolute caricature of herself in an N95 mask outdoors trying to do this interview. It is as comical as anything you've ever seen in your life. But just to give you the visuals here, but the audio is just as pleasing. Listen.
But there is a context that it would be okay to give kids pictures like that of gay sex, anal sex in elementary school?
I guess sex pictures in school, I don't know. Because you know who I would defer to on that? Just because neither of us are sex educators, I would defer that question to a qualified professional, a sex educator, and say, hey, you're an expert. You've treated tons, you've educated tons of people. You're a full-time sex educator. You've really studied this. What are the appropriate boundaries? I don't think that myself as a journalist or a media personality, I don't think I'm the right one to make that decision. And I guess I'm wondering why
I have seen sex educators say that they want these books in schools. So then you're okay with it?
I think I would want to talk to the sex educator and rely on whatever the sex educators say. Okay. I'm wondering why you feel like you're qualified to be a sex educator when you have no background in that.
I don't want to be a sex educator. I just don't want to give kids porn in school.
That is an all-time classic. What's fascinating about this, there's 100 things that are fascinating about this.
Yeah.
And I love her approach there of saying, she doesn't try to fight the sex educator thing. No, you know what? Some sex educators do think this stuff should be in school. So are you okay with it? And again, her defensive reaction is exactly what you just spoke about, Jason, which is this automatic surrender of your life and your agency and your decision-making process to outside experts. Like she says at one point, well, I would want to talk to these experts and see what they said. Why would you need to talk to them? You have no questions for them. You have no intellectual curiosity to find out if what they're saying is true or not. And it's almost a defeatist way of living life. You have just given up. What is the purpose of you? What is your purpose in life if all you're doing is looking around and trying to find what the expert says and then just doing that thing?
This is why no one trusts the media. Anyone could be a journalist in this day and age.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to think for herself. None of them need to think for themselves. They are so used to being handed the propaganda that they're supposed to say that she couldn't even defend herself on this. This is so basic. By the way, that looked like an SNL skit. It did not look like a real.
Did. No, you're right. Part of the reason why it's hilarious is because she's wearing this N95 mask. And so think about what's the thought process there. First of all, she's gone to the experts who have told her, I guess. Now, first of all, that's not what experts say. They don't even say that. We could beat up on experts all day, but experts do not tell you to wear an N95 mask outdoors. The New York Times itself said there has never been a case of the coronavirus that has been documented outdoors without masks. Outside of a close conversation. There's never been a case documented of it. So this is not even a close conversation. They're 4 feet away from each other at a table. But beyond that, what is she trying to do here? She's trying to lower the risk of her getting COVID, right? And that's essentially what she's doing wearing this mask. While at the same time, she is sitting 4 feet away from passing traffic. She's outdoors. Her back is to a road 4 feet away. A car passes by. She's worried about getting COVID as a 27-year-old or something, which gives her almost no risk. And she's sitting there as a giant 5,000-pound vehicle passes 4 feet behind her. she is much more likely to die by someone there veering into the cafe than she is from COVID-19.
Is she really scared of COVID-19, or is it just the flag?
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
There was a picture of, I think it was another Palestine protest or whatever, and they were holding up all these banners and stuff, and there was like 10 kids sitting in the front. All of them had masks on. I'm like, are they real? And they're all probably like 18, 19, 20, whatever. Are they? I don't think that they can't be still scared of the coronavirus. Surely. It's just that flag. When did flags become so lame?
Right.
When there's something cooler, like if you're like a crazy, like idiot, you know, progressive nut, isn't there something cooler that you could like establish as your flag? And not a mask.
Right.
Come on.
Right. You'd think so.
Yeah.
You know,
even the Guy Fawkes mask was cooler than this.
Right.
Just put that back on.
Yeah, that's very true. I will say, like, that is what it becomes. It becomes almost like a gang tattoo, right? Like, you're just like, it's okay. I'm a good person, everybody. I'm wearing my N95 mask outdoors, which, by the way, is not even what experts say. She says she's giving all of her decision-making over to experts, but that's not what they tell you. There's no experts telling you to wear an N95 mask outside.
Neck tattoos. That's our flag.
Neck tattoos.
Yeah, like parts of the Constitution on our neck.
There you go.
That.
Yeah.
That would look tough.
There you go. That's much more badass than a mask.